shouldn't be reading this. Not here. Not with the lights this dim. But if you're already reading, it means you heard it to the tap on the bedroom wall. Not your window. Not your door. The wall. The one that faces their house. It's faint, like fingers made of wood and silk brushing rhythmically. Always to taps. Never more. Never less. Like it knows you're counting. You try to ignore it. Pretend it's pipes or settling drywall. But the taps are warm. You don't feel them with your ears. You feel them in your ribs. There's a smell before it starts. It's not rot exactly. More like wet doll hair. Plastic soaked too long. And if you're still up at 2:03 a.m., that's when the power flicker's not off. Just sick. The air almost like it's breathing through your teeth. You'll feel something under your floorboards then. Something pacing. Not heavy. Not light. Something the size of a child, but wrong in the joints. Trigger hour. 2:03 a.m. It only happens after 2:03 a.m. Never before. Never daylight. Before that, the street is dead motionless curtains. Blackout windows. Mail untouched. But if you stay up too long, you'll notice patterns. The curtains in the house next door move against the wind. The shadows on the blinds shift like someone's standing behind them, but they don't match the shape of a person. You'll blink, and the silhouette disappears. Then you'll hear the creaking, not footsteps, something dragging its feet round your house, clockwise, once every 7 minutes. You'll want to look out. Don't. That's how it starts. The first glimpse. 3 documented cast escapes. 1 teen, Jody Malden. 17, Cedar Pines. Jody's parents thought she was being dramatic. Just nightmares. Just stress. But her bedroom wall grew damp every night. She said it breathed when she leaned her ear against it. Her journals, recovered later, were filled with sketches of dolls tall, thin-limbed, eyes around. One entry simply read, "It touched my foot, but there was nothing there." She disappeared one night after complaining about the smell of burnt sugar. When police broke in, her bed was untouched, but the wall was warm to the touch, slick and faintly pulsing. She was found 8 days later in a crawl space beneath a nearby vacant house, clutching a red plastic doll, her spine twisted like she'd been folded. She was smiling. Her mouth had to be cut closed. Case 2, Elder, Mr. Samuel Herrick, 82. Ashmore, Atlanta. Samuel lived alone. He kept birds, but neighbors noticed they stopped chirping. Then they vanished. One evening, he called 911. No voice, just static. Investigators later played back the tape. Later, beneath the noise was a voice, repeating Samuel's own words. "Who's there?" But they weren't in sync, like the words were being learned. His house was found with every door nailed shut from the inside. A rocking chair faced the front window. On it sat a doll with long, wet stringy hair and an elderly man's glasses glued to its face. DNA test confirmed it was Samuel. In part. Case 3, child, David Reyes, 6. Elkhorn, Richard David started screaming during thunderstorms. Not normal screams, rhythmic. Pattern to screams, pause, to more. At school, he drew a woman in red who stood bent like her bones got soft. One night, his parents woke up to him giggling. They found him sitting on the bed, pointing to the closet. Inside was a figure white dress, arms too long, hair clumped like seaweed. No face, Just a stretched out smile drawn in red marker. It didn't move. Not then. But the father said he smelled plastic melting. They moved out within hours. Weeks later, a neighbor's doorbell cam caught a child standing on their porch, smiling, mouth still open, and behind him, taller, leaning from the roof line, was her. Why it happens, what little we know, it's not local. It's not new. The first recorded event like this dates back to 1893 in Graythorne County, archived under phenomenon, house mimicry. Experts of the obscure call it a parasitic spatial echo, a mimic that attaches itself to certain neighborhoods, copying gestures, memories, scents. Some say it's a form of collective punishment from an old world. Others argue it's not intelligent, just reflex, a loop, a dollhouse memory it can't stop playing out. The red-dressed figure, a conduit, a signal. When it appears, you've been marked your emotions, your routines, your attention. That's what it feeds on, not your body or shape. The more you watch it, the more it molds your world to fit it.